Jalapeno gravy, plenty of Nanny's Reese rolls, and a cold cucumber salad. Glass of iced tea if you need another glass. That iced tea crock is up there in the cabinet. If you need a soda water, I know some of you like to drink that during lunch. It's in a number 2 wash tub there underneath the table, so reach on down and grab one. And be careful, that coffee pot is always hot there on Granny Marble Stove. We want you to partake of as much or as little as you'd like. We'd just like you to enjoy our program. Let's take a look at ag weather. We're going to use the San Antonio region as our base forecast because that's right in the middle of down on the farm country in our 15 affiliate stations. And you know, those stations go all the way up from Aspermont all the way down to Alice and all points in between. Today, within the region, breezy. Multiple layers of clouds to begin with, clearing in the evening. 77 the high, 55 the low. Tuesday the 29th, sunny, 83 the high, 58 the low. Wednesday the 30th, 89 and 60. Thursday the 1st of October, sunny, 90 and 62. Friday, the 2nd of October, 85 and 61. Saturday, the 3rd of October, 86 and 64. Sunday, sunny, 89 and 65. And that week's worth of weather comes finished Monday, the 5th, sunny, 88 the high, 65 the low. Neighbor, I don't see a chance of rain in the forecast with this drier air. Neighbor, I'm going to head down to the pens and rope us a livestock market operator report. I'll review the grains and cotton, see if anything's been updated, and we'll check commodities right after this feature from Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network.
High-Tech Ranching. I'm Tom Nicoletti with Prime Cuts on Texas News and Views from the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. Some ranchers are turning to drones to help them manage their cow herds. What features should you look for in a drone? TFB Network's Jessica Domo has more.
After my first car accident, I feared the biggest damage would be to my wallet. I expected a mountain of bills and a long, drawn-out process. But my Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent was there when I needed her and helped me get back on my feet and in my car in no time. Instead of a hassle, I got reassurance and a quick recovery.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to find an agent who's there when you need them most. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Drones can be used to track your herd, visualize land change over time, and get to difficult-to-access areas. Dr. Megan Clayton, Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Range Specialist in Corpus Christi, recently said in a webinar hosted by the Texas and Southwestern Cattle Raisers Association that there are a few features you should consider before buying a drone for your farm or ranch. The first is battery life.
Your smaller drones that a lot of people get just for hobby, fun flying, or for kids, those usually only fly about 7 or 8 minutes at the most, depending on your wind. These larger drones, like the DJI Phantom, which is a fairly common drone, that one can probably fly for about 23 minutes or so, has a pretty good battery on it, and it handles wind fairly well too, which down here in Corpus Christi is definitely a concern to us.
You should also look into whether or not the drone can hover.
So I thought it'd be really fun to buy a little drone to fly with kid groups when I do some of my presentations. And it turns out that most adults cannot even fly the drones very well that don't hover on their own, meaning you have to keep moving the toggle switches to keep that drone in flight. So after I hit a tree and it bounced off of several vehicles, I realized that hovering was a feature that was very, very important when you purchase one of these drones.
Camera quality is also important.
These cameras are amazing. For instance, you can buy a simple advanced version of the Phantom, or you can buy a professional version of Phantom that costs a little bit more. And the difference is that the video and the camera quality is a bit better in the professional. But if all you need it for is for surveying and looking around your place, then the regular version might be just fine for you because it's still a pretty good camera.
Object avoidance is an important feature that can help keep your drone clear of trees, power lines, and other objects. Some come with preset and manual flight options. There are different types of drones. Clayton said that robocopters, which have the blades on each of the drone's corners, are more practical for a ranch. Fixed-wing drones tend to be more expensive and cannot hover to look at an object like a cow. You'd have to fly back over the area to get a better look with a fixed-wing drone. When pricing a drone, be sure to factor in whether you'll need extra batteries, an extra charger, and an extra memory card or chip to hold all of your images. You may also need software or an app to help you fly.
One is Before You Fly app. This is FAA's, or the Federal Aviation Administration, who governs all of our airspace, and they definitely govern our drone flights. They made this app. So it's kind of the go-to source. This app will tell you if there's any restrictions, flight restrictions, or anything going on at that time in your area that you're planning to fly.
There are apps that can help you avoid magnetic fields, which can interfere with your drone's flight and the ability to communicate with the controller. There are also features of drones that can help you find individual cattle. We'll have more on that from Dr. Megan Clayton at the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service on our next Prime Cuts.
Continuing on our audio tour of Pioneer product development, today I'm at the Napoleon Soybean Research Center in Northwest Ohio. There are 4 large structures, and of course, the field around it. I'm in the field now, under an umbrella. I don't mind getting wet, but we've got recording equipment to worry about. Weather, soil conditions, diseases, pests, every location is different, which is exactly why Pioneer built this center and almost 50 like it all over the country. In fact, Pioneer has the most extensive soybean breeding and testing program in the industry. This allows Pioneer to develop varieties for just about every local condition. The Soybean Research Center in Napoleon. Another place that makes Pioneer, Pioneer. You'll hear more from me later. For now, let your local Pioneer sales representative hear from you.
You're listening to Texas News and Views. I'm Tom Nicoletti with the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network.
Neighbor, let's take a look at those commodities of ag interest as close to the noon hour as we can get. December corn, 364.5, down 3/4. November beans, 9.95, even money, down 7.5. December Kansas City hard red winter wheat up 1/4 at 4.75.5. December number 2 cotton up 8 at 66.03. December live cattle down 2.5, 111.37. November feeder cattle down 42.50, 139.72. December lean hogs down 85, 63.57. Your December U.S. dollar index down 237 points at 94.44. And November West Texas Intermediate crudes down a dime at 40.15. Neighbor, the best thing about being a Down on the Farm listener is being able to consume copious amounts of chicken fried steak and jalapeno gravy and Nanny's yeast rolls and a cold cucumber salad that my camp cook Hop Sing makes. The other is to travel. Let's travel to Lexington, Texas, the unknown barbecue capital of the world. And one of those good barbecue places is right near Lexington Livestock, where Russell Heller and his partners and families operate. Russell Heller, Lexington Livestock, how'd the Saturday sale go?
Yes, sir. We had 1,163 total head with 134 cows.
Let's walk the pens.
All right. On the thinner packer cows, 25 to 42, and the better cows, 43 to 63. On the 3 to 400 pound steering bull calves, 115 to 190. 4 to 5 weights, $1.10 to 175. 5 to 6 weights, $1.05 to 150. 6 to 7 weights, $1 to 140. 7 to 8 weights, 95 to 135. On the heifers, 3 to 400 pound heifers, 110 to 165. 4 to 5 weights, $1.05 to 140. 5 to 6 weights, $1 to 135. 6 to 7 weights, 95 to 125. 7 to 800 pound heifers, 90 to 116.
Good. Now, what do you know for next week?
Yes, sir. I know about 3 sets of calves that are coming.
What was the condition like on the cattle this weekend?
It was good quality through the sale. I mean, we had a lot of good black calves, got a lot of good yellows, some red baldies. I mean, the quality was good, and they're medium flesh to kind of thin, so they're in good quality and good condition.
Good. What was the percentage of heifers versus steers? I know I kind of watch that from time to time to see what folks are doing herd-wise.
Give me a second. I can look it up. There were 601 steering bull calves and 403 heifer calves.
All right. And so the heifer number hadn't changed up or down that much here lately.
No, sir. There's a few people keeping some better quality replacements out of their herd, but they're selling most of them.
Okay. Well, tell everybody how to get a hold of you for the next Saturday sale in Lexington.
Sure. You can get me on my cell, and that number is 979-820-7002.
Russell, we appreciate it. We'll talk with you later in the week. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
Ranch Rodeo teams. There are a few spots left for the Family Ranch Rodeo Fest Saturday, October 3rd in Comfort at the Youth Ag and Equestrian Center. It's got an 80% payout, added money, buckles, and prizes. To enter, go to the website, ranchrodeo.org.
Neighbor, before we leave our livestock market segment, let's talk to Ken Jordan. He's got a special stocker feeder sale, I believe, coming up Thursday. Right, Ken Jordan?
Well, we got our stocker feeder sale. We know about 700-800 already coming for that stocker feeder sale. So I look for a good run. We'll have a lot of quality, a lot of depth in that sale the way it's shaping up to be, Larry.
Tell everybody how to contact you.
You bet. Then give us a call, area code 325-372. 5159 for updated information like calf sale. We already got the early offerings listed up there. There'll be many more added to that, but that's at jordancattle.com, Larry.
We appreciate you, Ken Jordan. Thank you much.
You bet, Larry. Thank you.
Ranch rodeos are always good fun, and on the line with me is Andra Wiesen with the Family Ranch Rodeo Fest set for October the 3rd in Comfort. Hi, Andra.
Larry, it's good to be here. We'd like to invite teams from all over the state to enter our ranch rodeo. It's got an 80% payout, added money, nice buckles and awards, and money for the top hand and top horse as well.
Now, I understand the teams will really like the format with 4 head of cattle.
That's right, Larry. They'll load 1, mug 1, and pen 2, and they can't rope them. They've got to drive them in.
Andra, tell us how to get more information about the event.
Larry, that's easy. Just go to our website, ranchrodeo.org.
Neighbor Doug Bass got a hold of me just a little bit ago, and he said he needs my cowboy crew, so I'm sending them down to Brenham to work for him this week. Doug Bass put them to work, but first, tell us how the Friday sale went.
We had a good sale, Mr. Larry. Had a good market. Market looked steady to the week before. We ended up selling 971 head of cattle, and like I said, just all around pretty good sale.
Well, let's walk the pins.
Yes, sir. On your weigh-in cows, your packer cows, your thinner, lower yielding cows bring 25 to 39. Better high yielding cows bring 45 to 62. Bulls, your lower yielding bulls bring 58 to 70. Better high yielding bulls bring 76 to 84. On your pair cattle, had a few pairs. Medium type pairs bring 7 to 900. Your better pairs bring 1,000 to 1,200. Bred cows and medium type breds bring 550 to 750. Your better bred cows bring 850 to 1050. Calf market looked plenty good. Steady the week before, and light cattle seem like they're getting a little higher than me every week. 1 to 2 weight roping calves. Steers bring 155 to 202. Heifers bring 140 to 205. 2 to 3 weight steers bring 135 to 193. Heifers bring 120 to 159. 3 to 4 weight steers bring 120 to 191. Heifers bring 110 to 160. 4 to 5 weight steers bring 115 to 190. Heifers bring 105 to 154. 5 to 6 weight steers bring 110 to 146. Heifers bring 103 to 139. 6 to 7 weight steers bring $1 to $1.38. Heifers bring $1 to $1.30. 7 to 8 weight steers bring 90 to 127. Heifers bring 82 to 121. And 800 to 1,000 pound steers and bull yearlings bring 80 to 124. And the heiferettes bring 77 to $1.10.
What you know that's coming this week?
We've got some Bremer cows that come from a man, about 15 of them, good Bremer cows. They're all 6 and younger. There'll be some pairs and breds. The breds will be bred back to a Brahman bull, which he'll be selling also. So if anybody needs some humpies, we'll have some for sure.
Good. We'll tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
Yes, sir. Y'all can call me on my cell, which is 979-877-4454, or call us at the office, which is 979-836-3621.
We appreciate you, Doug Bass, Cattleman's Brenham. Sell them every Friday. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Y'all have a good week, Mr. Larry.
When bovine respiratory disease or shipping fever threatens your cattle, just stare down those bacteria and say, "Listen, you bunch of punks, I'm not gonna let you keep my cattle from reaching their target weight." Then open your saddlebag and pull out your best weapon against shipping fever. Reach for Zactran. Zactran works fast. It gets to the site of infection within 30 minutes. For more information, talk to your veterinarian, your Beringer Ingelheim representative, or visit Zactran.com. Zactran gomithramycin. Important safety information. Do not treat cattle within 35 days of slaughter. Do not use in female dairy cattle 20 months of age or older, or in calves to be processed for veal. Subcutaneous injection may cause a transient local tissue reaction in some cattle that may result in trim loss of edible tissues on slaughter.
Neighbor, I'm going to try to get a hold of Kenny Mingus from Milam County Livestock Auction Cameron to see how that Friday sale went. While I do that, y'all pay attention to Dr. Bob Judd. Looks like horses don't care that much for vacations when it comes to coming back to work. Dr. Bob?
Sometimes we take vacations and they're more stressful than our regular day-to-day lives, and the same thing can happen to horses. Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning into Texas Vet News on the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. I'm veterinarian Dr. Bob Judd, and a Spanish study recently looked at stress in horses that are off from work for a period or vacationing. When working horses move to a new pasture for a lengthy break from work, they are initially stressed by the change of location. After a few weeks, their stress levels tend to decrease, and they can actually get some vacation time. It was believed that moving the horses from the working area would be the best method of giving them a break from the daily work schedule because a new area would have open spaces and no familiar working areas. However, Dr. Manuel Lopez Bayar indicated that the new space implied changes in daily management and nutrition, plus less guided activity. Mammals respond to environmental stress with the release of cortisol. And the researchers checked resting cortisol levels in hair samples from 8 Spanish stallions during a 3-week off period. The researchers indicated hair samples can provide an overview of long-term stress, while short-term stress is determined by analyzing fecal and salivary samples. During the working season, these stallions were kept in box stalls, and for the rest period, they were turned out to pasture with unlimited forage, no set routines, no work, and were fed by different people and were around different other horses. I can see how this would be initially stressful, and there was a significant increase in hair cortisol to go along with this stress. Some of you may be considering giving your horse a rest. Resting is good, but any changes should be slowly integrated rather than an abrupt change.
Where has Pioneer Corn Product Development taken me today? Welcome to the local research center in Mankato, Minnesota. I'm in the main building because it's hot and sticky outside, really humid. And I'm looking out the window at a field planted with Pioneer's most advanced corn trait technology, Pioneer brand Chrome products. The breeders here are excited because Chrome technology works across more Pioneer germplasm than previous triple stack products. So at the same time you're getting strong pest protection, you're unlocking more yield potential. I see a couple of Pioneer scientists out in the fields now. Me, I've got air conditioning and a soda, so I'm good. The Research Center in Mankato, another place that makes Pioneer, Pioneer. You'll hear more from me later. For now, let your local Pioneer sales representative hear from you.
I'm veterinarian Dr. Bob Judd. This is the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network.
Neighbor, I told you I'd do my best to find old Kenny Mingus, and guess what? I found him while we listened to Milk Cow Blues. Let's head on up to where the Little River runs. That'd be Milam County, Cameron, Texas, and speak to Kenny about the sale that he had this last Friday there on the river. Kenny, what'd you think about the goings-on?
Well, it went good, Larry. You know, we had several things advertised. Those Bremer cows from that one consigner. And then we had a set of young 3-in-1 pairs and some bred cows and things, and we got along real well. We wound up with a total of 1,275 cattle. Out of that mix, we had about 250 cows, something like that.
Good. Let's walk the pens.
All right, steer calves under 300, 162 to 225. 3 to 400 pound steers, 148 to 192. 4 to 500 pound steers, 129 to 175, and over 580 to $1.54. On the heifers, under 300, 150 to 235. 3 to 400 pound heifers, 135 to 172. 4 to 500 pound heifers, $1.05 to $1.60, and over 570 to $1.41. Some of those extremes on the heifers are on your really fancy tiger stripe replacement heifers and a few Brangus heifers. On the Packer cows, they took a little more money off of them, from 20 to 63. Packer bulls 60 to 81. On the stocker cows, as I said, we had a lot of activity on them. On the bred cows, from 600 to 3,000 on one of those Bremer cows, and on the cow-calf pairs from 700 to 2,300.
Good. So you had a good sale. I guess that Bremer cow was the little girl that's going to college and had run them through her show ring. Was that it?
Well, she had had some cows that she had showed, and she had raised some of these things, and yes, that 3,000 one was actually a heifer that she had raised and was bred 4 months.
Good deal. Good deal. What do you know for this next week?
Well, we've got several things cooking. We've got a boy sending me about 40 or 50 heavy bred cows with a few pairs on them. Be a good set of big, stout, kind of crossbred cows, kind of 3/8 bloods, a lot of black cows, fancy set. Cows will be 6 and younger. Got another guy that's going to send a set of kind of Okie type cows. Be 40 or 50 of those. We'll age and palpate them. They'll be young to middle aged. A lot of those cows will be kind of some Red Angus cross cows. And then there's been a few people call about some yearlings, so I think we'll move along pretty good.
Good. Tell everybody how to contact you for this Friday's sale in Cameron.
You bet. We'll be at the office from about 9 to 3, Monday through Wednesday at 254-697-6697. You can follow us on our webpage at MilamCountyLivestockAuction.com or catch us on Facebook.
We appreciate it, and we'll talk with you later in the week.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Neighbor, it's time to open up the row crop segment of our program that's down on the farm radio for the 28th day of September 2020. Looks like we've about burnt this one up, and October's come in with some cooler weather. Our program is brought to you today by the Texas Farm Bureau Insurance Company. We'll hear from Dr. Shane McClellan from the central portion of Texas after this from Farm Bureau.
Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has protected fellow Texans with auto, home, health, and life insurance since 1952. With more than 260,000 square miles of land and 27 million people, that's a lot to cover. Whether you're wrangling cattle or wrangling kids, we're proud to protect Texans in all Texan ways of life.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to get insurance for Texans by Texans. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Now let's head up to Waco and talk to Dr. Shane McClellan from the Texas Agricultural Extension Service about what crops and livestock and their forage looks like this time of the year. Dr. McClellan?
After the recent rains, our cotton harvest was paused just long enough for fields to dry up. Surprisingly to many, the cotton had little damage. It was stringing out some, and there were reports of some seed sprouts. But overall, after receiving 10 to 12 inches of rain to our cotton fields here in Central Texas, we're actually in much better shape than we thought. There will probably be a hickey on the quality grade of our cotton, but only time will tell on that. Cotton harvest did start back up last week and ran good. Producers were having good days, some long days, and then the weather was somewhat cool, damp, and the sky was overcast. It would have been much better if it was a hot, sunny day just to make the cotton harvest go better. The latest disturbance in the Gulf has brought some moisture to our area again. 6/10 of rain that I was told this morning is much better than the 2 to 3 inches that the weatherman was calling for. Cotton harvest will continue once we warm up and the soils dry out. Livestock producers that graze out livestock on small grains have been planting oats and wheat. Volunteer ryegrass stands are up out in our pastures and are off to a great early season start. Producers in our area, Central Texas, usually start slinging ryegrass mid-September. Our local weather pattern is usually drier this time of year, and those early flushes of ryegrass typically die out from a lack of moisture and then a steady south wind that dries the soil out. Pastures are in much better shape this time of year than they have been in several years. So although livestock producers are pretty optimistic of what we've got out there in the pastures right now. Hay producers will get another cutting, and some are even cutting right now. There have been armyworms in Central Texas, but the numbers have been light. I have heard of a few hay growers in just some certain areas of the county that have the option of either spraying for armyworms or cutting, and they chose to go ahead and cut. It was a little early, about a week early, but they saved that extra input cost they would have from spraying an insecticide. The wet weather pattern should keep armyworm numbers down for now, but if we come out of this wet weather with warm, sunny days and nights 60 to 70 degrees, then all of our forage producers need to be on the lookout for armyworms. Go scout those fields early in the morning, and it's when they're kind of active. Walk through there, drag your boot through there, and you can find them emerging and down there on the bottom of the plant. Until next time, this has been Dr. Shane McClellan from Waco with the Texas Farm Bureau Roundup.
I'm a cotton farmer.
I'm BASF.
I'm made of grit, passion, and hands that never stop working.
I'm made of agronomics, innovation, and hands that never stop helping.
I believe cotton isn't a crop. It's a calling. I'm made to grow it.
Protect it.
I know this is important to my family.
Every family.
That's why I work harder.
Innovate better.
To make my cotton as good as it can be.
As protected as it can be.
I'm a cotton farmer.
I'm BASF.
We create chemistry.
Neighbor, it's time to take a look at the grains courtesy of John Tuggle for help marketing your grains. Call 800-288-4453. That's 361-852-5207. You can email John at john@tuggle.com or 1-800-2-TUGGS. LE. Number 2 or better Milo through Corpus in September. D's plus a $2 bill. 1009. We'll call Houston the same. We'll call Progresso 850 by the hundredweight. Number 2 or better yellow corn through Corpus Christi in September. D's plus 35, $4 and a quarter. We'll call Houston D's plus 30, $3.95 and a quarter, and we'll call Progresso $7.90. Hard red winter wheat through Corpus in September. D's plus 75, $5.50 and a quarter. We'll call Houston D's plus a $1 bill, $5.75 and a quarter. We'll call Houston beans September October delivery, November less 15, $9.87 and a half, and we'll call Placido November less 60, $9.42 and a half. Neighbor, we moved 1,303 bale of East Texas cotton, 2,036 bale of West Texas for a total of 3,339 statewide. Prices ranged on the low side from $58.95, the high side $61.95. That makes that average about $60.95 statewide. Neighbor, there's Down on the Farm for another day. We appreciate you so much for listening. We're the best darn farm show in 100,000 square miles. I'm Larry Marble, Down on the Farm Radio.